one of the. I mean, it could be. Or no, it could be from over there. Sound does a lot of weird stuff. It'll manipulate what is going on.
So, yeah.
Are you live?
Yeah. So do I spin this thing? There we go. Oh,
Also, I don't know if I told you, me and my friend were going to Louisville, Kentucky for New Year's Eve.
Oh, no kidding.
So I told him, because he knows I'm into Bigfoot stuff. And I told him, one place we have to go for a day. I don't care if I have to, rent a car or whatever. I have to go to this place called Land Between the Lakes.
Dude, you want to go to the spot where I filmed the thermal? It's like fucking less than an hour, or maybe an hour from Louisville.
Oh,
where Charlie Raymond. Dude, go out there with Charlie Raymond. That'll be fun.
look at these two guys here we got with us. Look at these two.
What's up?
So, I'm live, yeah.
Oh, nice.
We're live. So, yeah, we're out in the corner.
Bigfoot mapping project.
Yes.
Report it.
If you're not familiar, get familiar. We're out in, we're going to call it the corner. That's all we're going to call it.
That sounds cool.
For now.
Everything needs to have a cool name.
Yeah, we're going to call it the corner. We're pretty deep in the muck for now. I mean,
look at all the rhododendrons here.
There's a ton of rhododendrons here.
You put something over here, you wouldn't be able to see it.
Nothing. Look, you can't see in there at all. Yeah, I found these guys in the woods. Yep, they were sitting on a rock. I was like, "Oh, you want to hang out?" Or
are you on YouTube or Facebook?
YouTube.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that is a group of hunters. Yeah, it absolutely is. So yeah, we're out here. We're gonna see what we can see now for the couple hours of daylight we got, and then we're gonna do some nighttime stuff, man. Some thermals. Got some spotlight that's about as bright as the sun. Yeah, we got some audio recorders. Yeah, give away the position. Yeah, people might think people are out here getting abducted if they see that thing shining. I mean, it's pretty bright.
I haven't heard any crazy UFO stories coming out of Connecticut.
Nah, not much.
Dude, yeah, you know what's crazy is like, oh man,
I've heard a piss ton out of the Catskills.
Yeah.
Western Mass, there's that one famous story.
Well, Connecticut, what's crazy is I found an article on the Connecticut Patch. It's like an online newspaper, basically, and they do like town by town or county by county. And there was,
Do they have an archives?
I'm sure they do. Yeah, they do. They definitely do. So there was a sighting in, I forget where. It was like maybe Milford or something. And this was back in like the summertime, like June. And in the article, it said that Connecticut had the most UFO reported sightings in the state's history in 2022. In 2023 was on pace to match or break it as of June. So
it's interesting. Makes me wonder if all the UFO talk in the media and how it's getting more
makes
famous.
people.
I think there's twofold. There's one, people are hearing about UFOs, so it's going to influence their perception.
Yep.
So they're more likely to see a normal object and report a UFO.
Yep.
On the other token, maybe people are more comfortable with sharing their stories at the same time. Yep. So you might have two things going on.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like that happens with those monster, like in the 70s and 80s when there'd be like a rash of sightings in a certain state or an area.
Yeah.
Or even like Lake Champlain, when the Mansi photo came out in the 80s, there was a rash of sightings. So there's people that are maybe had legit sightings that are now comfortable, but there's also those people who are seeing anything and they're like, oh, it's
it's got to be a monster. It's got to be a UFO.
Two good examples like that. I'd like to point out that there's the whole Werewolf Dogman.
Yeah.
In the 80s, they considered that the height of werewolf movies. The 80s is when all the Beast of Bray Road stuff happened.
Started.
Spike of Dogman sightings, and then lesser known things like the white crawlers, the rake, and stuff like that.
Yep.
Around 2005, that's when the creepypasta came out.
Yep.
The creepypasta and the movie The Descent.
Yeah.
Remember the cave crawlers? Those things came out around the same time. Then after that, all of a sudden, people were saying, "Oh, we saw the white pale humanoids."
Yeah.
Well, there's a term for this, and I really got it. I always say I forget because I don't remember the term, but my cop buddy Larry Beans Baxter up in Alaska talked about this a few years ago, and it's the idea that in law enforcement they have a phenomenon when there's like a really popular movie or something that's entering the cultural zeitgeist. It influences how people report crimes. So they notice if something is really popular, it'll actually influence the way people report things. So I have no doubt that some of the popular online stories, whether it be Bigfoot or aliens, also play a part in the way people are going to be more because Loch Ness, the sightings started in the 30s, and that was, and you know what people compared it to? Oh, we just watched the King Kong movie, and there was an aquatic plesiosaur dinosaur, in there,
Yep.
and that's what they said they were seeing. So it's like, I think it directly was influenced
But
by the movie.
We've talked about this before about how, like, when the Bigfoot subject really kind of started taking off online, YouTube wise, shows, the reports started to change drastically.
Yep.
That you started hearing the same things over and over.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, is it because people are really having that experience, or is it because now they've just heard these
Culturally
things? So
influenced.
yeah,
Well, that's what's
exactly.
so, like, I just spent a while doing my British Columbia film, and I'm going back to, like, I was on newspaper
Yeah, I
archives.
saw a couple of them in the
Yeah, and like
documentary.
they go back to the 1920s and 30s, and I
Mhm.
could read you this report, and you'd think it's a modern report. But back then, guess what? They didn't have all this cultural influence.
Right.
The natives, the First Nations people, they didn't have
No shit, no.
Planet of the Apes or Bigfoot
Mhm.
horror movies to watch. So how are they creating these composites of these creatures they were running into
Right.
based off of what? Whereas that's why I think pre-internet stories, especially of stuff like Bigfoot, is such a gold standard.
Yep.
Because now, I mean, you could go on any of these encounter shows and you could use Chat GBT AI to create a realistic Bigfoot story
Right.
and put it on one of these
Yeah.
YouTube. And
I
some of
never
these
even
YouTube
thought
channels do
about
that.
that. Yeah.
Some of these big YouTube channels do that. They fake stories where it's just like the text AI reading stuff. And you think about it because that AI is able to draw from hundreds of episodes of Sasquatch
Yep.
Chronicles, of stuff from different encounter shows, and use that to create its own artificial intelligence story that is, you send it, email it to a researcher, be like, hey, this is pretty believable. That's what we have. That's what we're
Right.
up against now.
Yeah,
Whereas
right.
30 years ago, they didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, the
all
shit
going
that we're
downhill.
up against is really seems almost insurmountable at sometimes, especially like the AI thing is just crazy. It can, and it works in all ways, like you said. You're talking about like fake stories, obviously pictures and
Now
video.
it's going to get so bad.
It's going to get so bad.
I'm worried about not just Bigfoot. I think it's got repercussions. And Mike, we've been talking about it too. It's like this is going to affect a lot of things. YouTube is already starting to say the videos that use AI content have to specify when they use AI, and if you don't, you can actually get in trouble for it.
Yep.
Because guess what? How long is it going to be until someone uses it for politics or something other than like a paranormal topic?
Well,
So
they
that's
do
the
those
concern.
deep
fakes.
fakes, man, and like now they can do people's voices perfectly.
It's crazy.
So they can make Alexander Petikoff and Small Town Monsters go on YouTube and curse out the entire Bigfoot community in his voice.
They're doing it with Elon Musk as we speak.
Yeah,
I
no
mean,
shit.
that's someone who's got obviously a lot of cultural sway. So
Yeah.
it's going to be, we're going to be up against a lot, not just in Bigfoot, but it's not going to make our job any easier.
No shit,
You can get a thermal of HD footage right now. It's not going to make much of a difference. I might be able to convince a few people in the Bigfoot world, right? It's not going to be accepted.
Doesn't push the ball downfield.
No, you don't have like that. It's not as it's with anything without a physical proof is just not really gonna.
Yeah, back if it was the 70s and you got something, people were like, "Oh my god!" Right?
It's
Even the 80s.
Different. It's way different.
Now people just go, no.
It is what it is.
Let's press on, yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at.
We're gonna have to Hoover, right?
What's up, Bigfoot, Littlefoot? Well, we're hoping it's going to be good. Brian, what's up? Brian and Chewy are in the chat.
Brian, Chewy, what's up, bud?
What's up, man?
Yeah, they have stuff too. Like you have to do that.
Well, it's cool because it's green year round. It's not gonna get the snow.
Salty. This is one of my subscribers says, I remember when I saw Mary Poppins, I started seeing that chick everywhere.
That's pretty good.
I'm sorry it's blurry when I move. We are out in the middle of nowhere. The fact that I have any service right now is remarkable.
I was showing pictures. I think you might have seen some of them.
You talking about the straddle?
The saddle. Yeah.
Saddle?
Straddle.
Saddle. Your straddle saddle?
I think straddling the tree. Right? No, but it's pretty cool. I mean, and you can take it anywhere almost. I mean, it's very portable.
And it's pretty quick, man, to set up.
To set up and like once you practice, these trees here are perfect because look like these ones. they just don't have a lot of
It's hardy.
around them. I'd be able to get up there, like something like this, where 15, 20 feet up, it doesn't have any major limbs. So
Right.
that's definitely a desirable
Perfect, yeah.
spot. As opposed to something like this would suck. Would not be at all.
Splits, and then it's got
Yeah.
limbs everywhere. So we got this. There's the mountain over there. There's the ridge over here. It dips here into the swamp a little. So yeah, bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to do a little bit of a live. This is going to be blurry because we are way out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not saying where we are. I'm keeping the secret. We're calling it the corner, but it is a place that is. It's technically this area that we're in right now has not really been covered. There's areas close by that have a lot of history, some very famous history, but this specific area right here has not really been covered.
Kyle, you said they sell like Bigfoot shirts around Winstead, yeah?
Yeah, it's got a picture of Bigfoot and it says respect the locals.
Huh. Cool, there's like a Winstead Wildman thing.
That would be cool. I don't think.
Probably not enough people know about it.
Well, I think in those towns are very kind of rich. The culture's not there. People
That's the
don't.
thing with like Dover, Mass, right? Dover, Mass.
Yeah.
You go to town there, it's like that's a wealthy suburb of Boston.
Right.
And I've been there. I used to work 2 towns over from there in Newton, Mass. So I'd go over there on the anniversary of the Dover Demon incident.
Oh
And
shit.
I'd ask locals, and like nobody knew about anything. You know? No, and like I'd go to the local library, and they're like, "Oh, we might have like an article or two about it," but nobody cared. It's
Yeah.
like the niche internet people that are into that.
But there are places, though. I mean, you've been to them, where there's a sighting, and it becomes like part of the cult. Yeah, Whitehall. Look at it. That is what Whitehall is now.
Whitehall's like 2 hours from us right now.
Yeah.
You know? You've got Fouke, Arkansas.
Yep.
Ochopee, Florida. Just a lot of little places for Bigfoot. Point Pleasant.
Yep.
Sutton, West Virginia.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
Yeah, that's the whole story's crazy. I mean, and here's the thing, like, I never believed in a Mothman ever until I heard Doug Hychek say he saw a large winged humanoid with his wife. Huh?
See, like, if you look at the actual traditional Mothman topic, there's like multiple things that was going on.
A lot.
So then that's what, like, with some of the movies that Seth and them have done, like, because you got involved in, I don't know if it was number 13. Maybe
Some numerology
there was
shit.
a number that was like, that was in the bridge, the piece that broke was that number. There was also, like, it happened on the days.
Yeah, 27 people died, or 13 people who died, or whatever.
Maybe it was 31, actually.
It might have been 31.
That sounds a little more. I'm not an expert, but it just seems like there's all this multiple things going on with this.
What does it say?
Access by reservation only.
You're going to make reservations to go in the wilderness?
That's what the sign
Yes, in
says.
some areas.
We are in Connecticut.
Gotta come up to New Hampshire, man.
We are in Connecticut. Oh shit, I just gave it away. Damn it, I wasn't supposed to say that. We are barely in Connecticut. We're barely.
Corner.
One or the other.
Well, if they go on a map and they start looking up towns, they'll realize pretty quickly.
I don't know. You've got 2 areas that are very similar.
Yeah, that's a large, you have to choose from a very big number of places. I'll give you a hint. We're definitely not in Bridgeport.
This is New Haven.
That's right. This is the heartbeat, yo.
We're actually on Long Island.
Hawaii. We're searching for the Hawaiian Bigfoot. Hawaiian Bigfoot, brah.
What was that thing you were searching for?
Yeah, that's right.
Hawaiian little people.
The Menanune.
That's the little people lore. That's pretty cool. So like one segment I'm working on, found this article about how they're saying like the size of your brain, the size of something's brain, yeah, like, you know, it factors in for like intelligence and stuff like that.
Yes,
But they
Tahiti.
the real bread and butter. They said the real bread and butter is like